Welcome to the How to Heal podcast, the show where we explore real life stories and practical tools to thrive. I'm your host, Lindsay Trimarchi Richter, and through over a 15-year journey of all things healing, I'm here to hook it up. If you're feeling overwhelmed, looking for a deeper connection, or straight up in a psycho-spiritual crisis, I got you covered. Let's unearth your unique elixir to purpose, peace, and progress. Here we go. The How to Heal podcast. I'm your host, Lindsay. I'm so excited that you're here. If you didn't listen to last week, this episode is really going to play off of that spaciousness that I talk about and that magnetism and what it means to be a self-healing alchemist and diffusing incongruencies and being able to recognize incongruencies. I've been a healer ever since a very young age, and to a certain extent, many of us are, and we are definitely, I believe, here to heal certain people and certain circumstances, certain belief systems, and break through those barriers that only we can break through. But this episode is going to help you sort of contextualize the energetic alchemy, diffusing incongruencies type of work that I've done. And I am excited to get into it. When I was working, it was like 2010, I was in the office. I was working with this older gentleman, and we're sitting at a desk, and my left ear starts pounding, like to the point where it felt like I was touching it. I was like trying to massage it. It was something that I was never, I was like, I don't know what's going on in my ear. And I instinctually was like, this person in front of me is causing this like really extreme discomfort in my ear. And immediately upon getting out of that room, which was torture, we were going through a lease or whatever we were doing, it went away. And I was like, oof, that sucked. And that started happening more and more frequently for probably like a year. And eventually I started dating someone new and my energy started shifting, and I started feeling it in the other ear, in my right ear. And when I felt it for the first time in my right ear, I was like, yay! Balance, homeostasis! It's not just in my left ear. It was almost like this, the sensation of something popping. It was like, okay, like at least like it's not just in this one place that's like so disruptive to me. And what I've learned from this experience and it's not even a ear ringing. I know a lot of times psychics or healers, they talk about like ear ringing. It's not a ringing for me. It is a pounding. It's a energetic frequency that my body is responding to that's like, this is too heavy or this is too light. Like my right ear is too light, my left ear is too heavy. And I'm using this example because this was probably one of my biggest teachers in that I didn't want to experience this anymore. And no one was talking about what it was. No one could tell me what it was. And I needed to really learn for myself how to diffuse that heaviness or even that lightness. Because sometimes it's just too much. It's like a little bird, this little happy bird, chirp, 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 chirp. It's like, shut up. So what I started learning was there is some sort of misalignment in the interaction I'm having. And it's not a conscious interaction. Like it's not, I can say something and it'll go away. It's literally an energetic, it's a frequency misalignment. And it happens sometimes with people that I really don't want it to happen with. And it on both sides, light and dark. And when we want to make change in our life, this is a really interesting, cool opportunity to make subtle changes that sort of realign your trajectory on a level that everything becomes easier. because we are uprooting systems that are not working anymore, reconfiguring, diffusing, and settling back into recalibrating from a more neutralized space. So that's what I mean when we are diffusing incongruencies. These incongruencies can even be thought forms. And I know it can be really hard to separate ourselves from a emotional response to someone you feel like is wronging you, or is not being fair, or is offending you. But these are the opportunities to say, not in those heated moments, but when the stakes are lower, and when you're able to identify maybe something that's not congruent, where it's like, I don't like this response to this. This is a lower level response. So I'm going to come in here and create like a spaciousness here, an awareness here of, okay, I get you, honey. I know this is where you're at right now. I love you. We're going to breathe into this and we're going to just sort of reacclimate here because this is not working anymore. That's the sort of energy. And first time that I was doing that work, that I really distinctly remember it being completely misaligned, was in high school. My first boyfriend was going through a really, really, really hard time. And it was almost like I picked him and I was like, I'm going to help you feel better and earn value that way. And I think a lot of time we subconsciously and unconsciously get into relationships where we think we're going to earn our value by helping someone else. But we should have did the work for ourselves to begin with. And it's okay. Like if I didn't do those things, I wouldn't have the insight I have now. And it's all part of our journey. But once we have the realization that like we are giving our energy away where it could be better served by just attending to ourselves in a sovereign way of and in a way of integrity, is when we can really step into the self-healing, the alchemy of, this is not feeling congruent within me, so I'm going to work on homeostasis here. We're going to bottom out. We're going to fix it. We're going to take the screws off. We're going to reassemble it. I know I did my homework here, and we're going to let it grow from a healthy seed, not from a seed that has been conditioned to feel or act certain ways. And again, if you didn't listen to the spaciousness episode, this episode kind of goes hand in hand with that. And in that episode, I talk about a book called Patriarchy Stress Disorder. And especially for women, it's a eye-opening book on how women behave in ways that make us small so that we can accommodate everyone else around us. And also another book that's interesting that talks about this as well, and a dysregulated nervous system. The crux of dysregulated nervous systems is Rushing Women's Syndrome by Libby Weaver. Both of those books are excellent resources for educating yourself on where these sneaky patterns lie and where we can really start to focus our energy and taking our power back and learning how to heal ourselves. When we think about the spaciousness aspect of it and relate it to energetic alchemy, I think about times when I would be driving into the city on the Cross Islands and hearing a song and getting really excited and speeding and going really fast and taking that excited energy and destructively exerting it because it felt good, because I was addicted to the adrenaline. I was addicted to the stress. I was not able to hold that excitement in my body and say, whoa, this feels so good right now, but where am I going to take it? Instead, my foot would hit the pedal and I'd go really fast. And that played out into a lot of other addictive behaviors, drinking, partying, all the things. And now I'm like, whoa, that reserve, that feeling, that excitement actually can be channeled into something so much more powerful and not wasted at my expense, wasted on my dime. When we're able to really witness the external forces, the external adaptation of, I can't do anything with this because it's going to make someone else uncomfortable, so I'm just going to be destructive with it, to I'm safe enough to hold space for myself and I'm not going to be rejected. I'm not going to be judged, or I'm not going, like, it's okay if I'm rejected. It's okay if I'm judged. That takes work. That takes strength. That takes getting to creating that spaciousness. And that spaciousness comes with a heightened awareness, which then you're actually able to change your behavior. It is so hard to change your behavior from a dysregulated nervous system. You can force it. But again, that's like sort of that knee-jerk reaction I was talking about, where it's not sustainable. You have to swing back on the pendulum to the other side to be like, okay, I went really high. Now I have to go really low. Now I'm in the middle again, witnessing both. So we have to really create that awareness of the spaciousness so that we can change our behavior. We have to interrupt the patterns that are disruptive in the middle of it and breathe. Use our breath. Our breath is our biggest tool in this endeavor. And when we are able to energetically track what feels right and what feels maybe not necessarily wrong, but off, is when we sit with it and we bring attention to that area. That's what like alchemy is. Energetic attention to an area that feels kind of off in a compassionate, innocent, loving, sort of productive way. What time can I spend here in this moment diffusing this and breathe there? And this content is not for everyone. I wish it was, but it's not. Because this type of stuff takes time. But if we want to make real lasting change and see it reflected in our outer worlds, on an individual level, we have to become energetically sovereign. We have to become unaddicted to things that destroy our independence and sovereignty. Sometimes we have to suspend the thoughts and say, I don't know what's going to happen next, but let me just keep going. I don't like what I just encountered, but let me just keep going. I am so scared of the information that I just got, but let me keep on unfolding the chapters of the story because we don't know how it's going to play out. We probably needed that shitty information, that negative feeling, that fear, so that we could have more understanding and awareness on the other side of it. We have to keep reading the book. We have to keep our eyes open. We can't put our head in the sand. We can't just keep consuming until hoping that finally we're going to consume something that's going to change our lives. We have to actually implement the things that we're consuming. And it takes a long time. So the more shit you're going to consume, the more you're going to have to implement. So decide for yourself, what is the most important thing that I need to implement right now for myself? And then when we do those shifts on a micro level, we have more clarity, we have more space to recognize patterns, to recognize thoughts, to recognize energetic entities that are blocking us. I'm not talking about like ghosts or demons. I'm talking about like gatekeepers, which are mentioned in the book Patriarchy Stress Disorder. Like the gatekeeper saying, this is not safe here. We've learned this does not feel safe. But when we slow down enough, we say, I can create some space here. We can create like some working relationship type vibes. I can create a bigger room. I can bring in light. And I can make myself more comfortable in this space. And that's how we diffuse the incongruencies. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. And I hope that it's valuable. I know that it's valuable because it has been valuable to me. So let me know what you think in the comments. You can reach out to me, Lindsay Trimarchi Podcast at gmail.com. I'm on Instagram. I'm also getting ready to open my coaching container, which I'm so excited to serve overworked professional women who are just overriding themselves and sick of it. And yeah, guys, I love you so much.